first step is to fill your pot about 3/4 of the way. Bring your pot over to the stove. Set the heat to medium. Next, you're going to add in a few shakes of salt. Okay, the next step is to wash the squash. So you can just run it under some water. I don't know the correct proper squash washing technique, but that's probably good enough. So we're going to cut up our squash into thin little circles like that. Okay, the next step is to take 3 cloves of garlic. There we go. Wow, look how beautiful. Oh, we're going to cut up 3 cloves of garlic. I like garlic. One time I was at work and I had a sore throat, and this guy told me to just put a whole thing of a whole garlic clove in my mouth. The next step is to pour okay, this will not open. The next step is to pour 1/4 cup of olive oil. Pour it over the stove and set your heat to medium-high. Now we're going to add the gnocchi. The recipe calls for 1 pound, but if it's just you or one other person, I don't think you would need that much. So I'm just gonna wing it. The next step is to take your cut up squash and add it to the oil. That's really hot, so be careful when you do that at home. And then the garlic. I feel like there's a safer way to do this. And I'm also gonna add a couple shakes of pepper and a couple shakes of salt. And I'm gonna stir this around in the pan until it's nice and crisp. Seriously, on the real, this is really hot, so be careful of the oil jumping up at you. Every once in a while, this is a multitasking recipe. You want to go back to your gnocchi and stir it a little bit. After your gnocchi is done cooking for about 6 to 8 minutes, looks nice and soft, we're going to bring it over here to the sink and drain it, pour it into the colander. And then I'm going to return it back to the pan. Ah, it's hot. Okay. The next step is, let's turn these off, is to take your squash, garlic, and olive oil mixture and pour it in to the gnocchi. And then we're going to stir this all together. Go ahead and serve myself some of this. And add some basil. And then add some feta. That's so good! Oh my god! Look at how gourmet this looks. Actually, I'm quite impressed that I made this. And you can too, because it's really easy and it's really quick and it's really simple. So look gourmet, impress yourself and others, and yeah, enjoy some delicious food. It's really good. No, seriously, you should try some.